Today, a judge in Florida could decide whether Joseph Duggar gets access to secret interviews with a child victim, and he doesn't even have to show up to court. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. That's right, we are talking about the May 18th, 2026 arraignment hearing for Joseph Duggar down in Bay County, Florida. And before you click away thinking this is just another routine court date, stick with me because there's a lot more happening behind the scenes than most people realize. Let's rewind for anyone who's just joining. Joseph Duggar is facing 2 felony charges in Florida. The first involves inappropriate behavior with a child under the age of 12. That's a life felony in Florida, meaning it carries the possibility of a very long prison sentence. The second charge is similar but focuses on the adult's conduct. He has pleaded not guilty to both. According to court documents, the accusations date back to 2020. When the Duggar family was on vacation in Panama City Beach. The alleged victim was only 9 years old at the time. The case stayed quiet for years, but everything changed in March 2026 when the girl, now a teenager, reportedly told her parents what had happened. The parents then contacted the Bay County Sheriff's Office. Joseph was arrested shortly after. He posted a $600,000 bond and was released to go back to his home in Arkansas. But the judge set strict rules: no contact with the alleged victim and no unsupervised time with any minors. That's standard in cases like this, but it tells you how seriously the court is taking the allegations. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Joseph's lawyers have already filed a written plea of not guilty. They also waived the formal arraignment and demanded a jury trial. What does that mean for today? It means Joseph is not expected to personally appear in that Florida courtroom. The arraignment will likely be a procedural formality, but don't let that fool you. The real action is happening with a motion his team filed on May 1st, 2026. That motion is called a motion to compel, and it could completely change the direction of this case. So, what is this motion to compel, and why does it matter? Joseph's legal team is asking the court to force the prosecution to hand over certain evidence. Specifically, they want permission to question, under oath, the investigators, social workers, and law enforcement officers who interviewed the alleged victim. They also want access to records from the Department of Children and Families and the Child Protection Team. Their argument is based on a basic legal right. A defendant has the right to see the evidence against him and to prepare a proper defense. They're not asking for the victim's identity to be made public. Florida law has strong confidentiality rules to protect child victims and the people who report abuse. Joseph's lawyers acknowledge that privilege exists, but they say that privilege shouldn't block them from questioning the professionals who conducted the investigation, especially those in Arkansas where part of the case was handled. As of today, the court has not yet ruled on that motion. It's possible that during this arraignment hearing, the judge might say something about it, maybe schedule a separate hearing, maybe issue a ruling from the bench. That's one of the reasons I'm watching this so closely. I want to be clear, this is not unusual in serious felony cases. Defense attorneys almost always try to get access to investigatory files. But because this case involves a child and because there are parallel charges in Arkansas, the motion to compel is getting extra attention. According to reporting from outlets like The Ashley, shout out to them for their detailed court coverage, Joseph specifically wants to question people who spoke to the child back when the allegations first came to light. He believes some of those conversations might contain inconsistencies or information that could help his defense. Again, he has pleaded not guilty, and his team is doing what any defense team would do, challenging the evidence. We should find out more in the next 24 to 48 hours. I'm planning to wait a day after today's hearing so that all the official court records and news reports are out, and then I'll bring you a full update. You can't talk about the Florida case without also talking about what's happening back in Arkansas. Joseph and his wife Kendra are both facing separate charges there, 4 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor and 4 counts of false imprisonment. They have both pleaded not guilty to those as well. That case is scheduled for August 10th, 2026. We don't know all the details yet, but the charges suggest something happened inside their home involving children. I'll be covering that separately when we get closer to the date. Now, let's talk about the family dynamics because they've become a huge part of the online conversation. The alleged victim in the Florida case is reportedly someone very close to Kendra's family, the Caldwells. Multiple sources have said the girl is connected to Kendra's parents, Paul and Christina Caldwell. A source told Us Weekly last month that Christina has talked about it with members of their church, not hiding the fact that the victim is close to their family. There's also a woman named Amy Paul, a friend of the Caldwells, who has claimed that it was actually Paul and Christina who reported Joseph to the police. According to Amy, the Duggars then retaliated by evicting the Caldwells from a home they were living in on Duggar property. But here's the important timeline detail. The Caldwells were told to leave that home before they made the report. So it wasn't retaliation for reporting. They were already being asked to move out. Some online commentators have pointed out that the Caldwells lived on Duggar property for more than 5 years, reportedly without paying rent. After they left, they started a GoFundMe asking strangers for money. That has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I want to say this clearly. My sympathy is with the alleged victim, a child who was 9 years old at the time of the incident. I feel for her. As for the adults on both sides, the Duggars and the Caldwells, there's a lot of behavior that looks messy and opportunistic. But the victim is the innocent one here, and she deserves justice. So let's pull it all together. Today is May 18th, 2026. The arraignment hearing in Bay County, Florida, is happening as we speak. Because Joseph has already waived his formal appearance, he's likely not there. But his lawyers probably are, or at least they've filed everything needed. The two big things to watch for. First, any ruling or comment from the judge on the motion to compel. Second, any new filings that might reveal more about the evidence the prosecution has gathered. I'm going to give this about 24 hours. Court records don't always update instantly, and news outlets need time to verify facts. So expect a detailed update video from me tomorrow or the day after. I'll break down exactly what happened in that courtroom, whether the motion to compel was granted or denied, and what it means for Joseph's defense. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way you'll know the second I post the update. Also, if you know someone who's been following this case, share this video with them. Let's make sure everyone stays informed without relying on rumor or speculation. Before I go, I want to hear from you. Do you think the judge should allow Joseph's lawyers to question the investigators and social workers? Or do you think the child's privacy and the confidentiality laws should come first? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, but please be respectful. There's a real child at the center of this story. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next update or down in the comments. Thanks for being here, and take care of yourself.